It was camera prepper, day 3 of the day in the life of a prepper. Today the main thing I am going to do, I am going to go through my itinerary for my medical supply. So you're going to see me going through that today. So that's the main thing I'm doing today. This pure reason is the weather is still a bit not so great, so I can't really get outside because the good old tarp just above me I might have to redo it a little bit, but it's gonna need a few work done to it. So yeah, it's starting to fill up with water just at the top there. So this for a pure reason. We had strong winds, and I've had to, so I'll pan it around so you can see what I'm talking about actually. So if I pan around, hopefully you'll see it on camera. So you'll see I had to put some cables underneath because the winds were absolutely horrendous. But coincidentally, what that's enabled me to do is I'm able to fit a light on here. So I've got a light upstairs, and when I'm working outside at night I can stick a light. So I might stick 2 or 3 on there. So yeah, so I promised you, I'll turn it around again. I promised you that I will be showing you on camera what I did yesterday with the penny stoves. I did foul on 1 or 2 of them, so I'll show you where I went wrong, and I'll show you the things what we did as well. My daughter has taken her one to school, so that's fine, it's not a problem, so I can't show you that, but I will show you the other stuff as well. So 2 seconds, I pan around again, so 2 seconds. Like I said, oh man, fingers. Like I said, it is going to be very raw and very unedited, so forgive me if I'm panning around all the time. But if I get closer, I did these. As you can see, that's the one that ended up pretty well. It's not too bad, it ended up pretty okay. But the one, I find the ones that didn't go too well. See, this one's split. If I can zoom in, get a good focus, that one's split. So whether it will work or not, I'm not too sure. Still got to drill the holes and stuff. So yeah, so managed to fit 4. Again, that was a bit dodgy one as well. Again, I don't know whether that would leak. But yeah, so I suppose it's all about experimenting and playing with it and stuff. What I did, oh, that fell. What I did, as you can see, this is what I'm doing to the tins, is I'm drilling holes inside all the way around, so I can use it as a hexi stove as well. So that's a good thing. While I'm here, I might as well show you a little storage that I've got. This is all the stuff I use for working outside, so until I get the equipment. So yeah, I got some pallets for the food. Obviously, you got my chainsaw. I have no trees in that garden, but I've got it anyway. And then you've got the toolboxes down here. You've got bits and bobs. You've got the plastic bottles here, the dehydrator, my lantern for light, and I've got tons of hosing over there. I've got some on the floor that you've probably seen before. That's got to be put up there somewhere. And as you can hear, the rain is coming down. This is my little, if I remember right, this is, oh, that's a good, I think it's gooseberry, if I remember right. This is my gooseberry bush, and then all in there is my gardening stuff, and I've got some more pots and stuff for gardening as well. As you can see, this garden is very tiny, so I have to use a lot of pots and do vertical gardening and stuff like that, so that's the reason why there's tons of pots there. But what's remaining of the dehydrator, obviously I'm going to be chopping down with wood here, but is this, where is it, there it is that's the only thing that's left from the dehydrator, is that, and the pipe work that fits with it as well. So that's the only thing I've kept for the dehydrator. So once I get some wood for that, I'll be doing that on camera. Probably do a full video on that in sort of separate sections and stuff like that, so you can see the whole process of me building that. The briquettes, I will show you, 2 seconds, that I do. You've probably seen them on camera. They've turned out pretty well. They're pretty dry now, which is cool. So yeah, they're pretty dry. So I've had to use them. I've stuck them in there for now, just so that I can sort of keep them out of the way and that thing. So if I zoom around the camera again, so you can see my face. So yeah, so I'm going the light actually. So like I said, today I'm going to be doing my medical supply, so you'll see that today. So until then, I'll see you soon. Take care, you guys. So what I'm going to do today, what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to go through my medical gear, or I should say my medication and painkillers and things like that. I'm going to create a itinerary just to know what I've got and what I need to get. So I'm going to go through that today and show you what I've got at the moment. I'm going to aim to do this probably every sort of 3 months, maybe 4 months. It all depends on sort of time and preferences, but probably about 3 months. So what I'm going to do for now is I've got a piece of paper or a notepad, so I'm going to write them down in here, and a pen. So I'm going to literally pan down so you can see where I keep and store medication. I do suggest I do store medication. I also rotate it, but you can, in a disaster situation, you can use prescription meds or any other medication beyond its sell-by date. Granted, it does lose its sort of value or potency, in a sense. It won't give you the 100% strength, but it will still give you something. So that's the main important thing. You'd rather have something than nothing, really, wouldn't you? So yeah, so I'm going to show you what I've got now. So give me 2 seconds and I'll pan the camera down. 2 seconds off. So I keep the meds in. It's got quite a lot in here for what we need. And some painkillers and things like this as well. It hasn't got any medical dressings or anything like that. It's just purely and solely medication. So there is quite a lot. So I moved this out of the way. So I've got my pen and paper ready. So I am going to be writing things down and what I've got and stuff. So I'm going to show you. So I'll put that there and that there. So I'm going to show you inside. So this is the medication. I've got things like ibuprofen. Got one top of these. I would say about 200 tablets of ibuprofen. These are for headaches or any type of medication. I tend to use these for my headaches. My prescription meds. Now in here, what I've done in here is that, actually I need to change this label. What I've done in here is that, because I've got prescription meds, if you can, and only if you can, if they're not, 2 seconds, if you can get away with missing one a day, I do, I used to, I should say. So if you can miss one, if you're obviously diabetic or anything that's a bad illness or anything like that, I wouldn't risk it. But if you can get away with it, just keep one away, or 1 or 2. And these are my prescription meds. There is probably, I will eventually count them, but there's probably about 400 or 500 in here. So you're talking, this was probably, will do me what, 50, 300, so this is about 2 or 3 years worth of medication here, so that's not bad. Inhalers, we've got a lot of children that are asthmatic. That's my dog, so excuse me. There's a lot of children that are asthmatic in my family, so always keep a load of inhalers. They've got the blue inhalers and things like that, so there is quite a few. I've got 1, 2, that's blue, 3, 4, I've got 4 browns. Okay, so I do keep these. Even some of them I'll be on a certain day, but I rotate them anyway. Normal blue inhalers you keep. I've got prescription meds for stomach or irritable bowel. Okay, so got quite a few of these. I've got again something for irritable bowel and bevering. This is for my wife, the oilating cream, because she suffers with eczema and things like this. There's 4 tubs of this. One tub tends to last her about 3 or 4 weeks, so I've got a 4 months supply here, so that's not too bad. We've got cocodamol, or codeine I think it is. This is cocodamol. I take these for migraines. So yes, we've got cocodamol here. These are the strong ones. These are the 30. So yeah. So these are the most I do carry. I have got paracetmol in here. I think this is paracetmol. But this is aspirin. Aspirin. They do suggest you take 1 aspirin a day, just to help with circulatory problems and stuff. Even if you haven't got any problems. I haven't done that, to be honest. So yes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a note of what I've got, and then I will let you know. So I will be back in a minute. So 2 seconds. Right guys, itinerary done. I've wrote everything down that I have in that box. Some of them I need to get more of if I can. But it's not to worry, I have got enough to keep us going for a pretty long time. So I'm quite impressed actually, especially with the ibuprofen. I have got probably, if I took 1 a day, which I probably rarely would anyway, I probably could, it'll probably extend up to about 4 or 5 months worth. So it's not too bad, so I'm doing pretty well on sort of medication. I do need more of paracetamol and with more of aspirin. I've got enough cocodamol and things like that, so it's not too bad. So I'm pretty happy with the medical prep side of it. I'll be doing the dressings next, but I thought I'd show you that this for a pure reason that it's important that when you're doing your preps and you when you're doing your preps, always make sure that you check them on a regular basis, so that make sure you've got enough of, or what you need to get more of, and things like that. So it's very, very important. It's not just medical supplies, it's also other things from your gear, your equipment, your food. Always make sure that you rotate and keep an eye on it at the levels. Make sure that they're the levels that you want them to be, whether it's only a 72-hour or up to a month or even a year. In terms of my preps, I'm nowhere near a year yet. In terms overall, you're probably talking about, I've got enough probably about 3 months, but obviously I still want to go more. So, but other than that, if you have any questions, please put a message below. But until tomorrow for day 4, this is Camo Prepper out.